Hello everyone, welcome back to Karbi Warrior Education. And today is the second day for your English grammar, and I will be teaching you your second chapter of your English grammar, which is prepositions. In the previous class, we have learned about determiners, the basics of determiners. We have learned about the types of determiners and the words which would be coming in your examinations. And now this is the second class. So in the second class, we'll be learning about prepositions. And in the previous class, I have told you that I'll be teaching these classes in both English and Karbi. Okay, so what is preposition? Preposition are part of speech that show relationships between words in a sentence, like the pen on the book. The pen on the book. The preposition on shows the relationship between the book and a pen. Okay. Preposition माने के कपिला दे preposition माने के इसी apart लो speech apart लो था preposition ta preposition of words के लगे hala nouns la pen duta tinta words ang bong a relationship kapag lang ji a relationship kapag lang a word lo preposition of words hai ke prepositions of words puti ko pipila pula te hatak dodi in on at like a preposition of words side lo along around behind like a prepositions of words side lo that like example the langa like the pen on the book see the pen pila ke pen ke isia noun di book ada isia noun di the pen on the book the pen on the book mane pilo duita nouns lo the soang bong itom phan isia relationship isia meaning itom phan nampak lang lo di ko pilo itom phan na than ke so pen ke book attack sido pusi itom phan na than lo di okay so the pen on the book here on the word on shows the relationship between the book and the pen la so word he di la on ban ke la pen la book ang bong di itom phan ala isia relationship na maklang lo pen ke la so kolom ke la ke son lo pita la so kitab attack sido di itom phan son si na paklang lo mate a meaning ng pilo okay prepositions are words that show the direction location time and the spatial relationship between objects okay prepositions ke copy lo use ke doke itum a sentence long ke plote preposition ke leke isia words lo ito aphan direction ng paklang po mati isi location ng paklang po mati isia time ng than po ko so por sige doma di ang parke spatial relationship between objects ang bo di ito mana a relationship ng paklang po for example objects di lata book laki pen di latum duitang bong kopilo relationship ke doke so kolom ke so kita bertaks do book the book on the table laki itum phan isi relationship ng paklang lo duita noun la duita noun ang bo okay so let's move forward that prepositions long ke words do week prepositions long ke around 50 or more than 50 words are there in prepositions okay there are lots of words okay so if we go with all the words with all the preposition words then it will take very long time okay so I have picked up few words which comes regularly in your matriculation examination. I have checked your PYQs for the English grammar, PYQs of the SEBA board. Okay, la sonopita ke part ng question paper hay nilinang lang pilo the English grammar PYQs hay. Porque haladak ko pipia words ito kebang naima ko so words si kebang naima hal hay words pot si nilinang nang ito manang collect pilo lapen ada copy paste along sa itum ki use nun mejima lapen ladak itum nang tumhan nang pabuji pan ladak example ta ni nang set pilo okay so what is chengpon nang di fast ke pilo at di nang chipon dag la la solisa la pu side akolom long mangke aro long mangke itum ban ke lage sonapita la pu line long mangke itum han preposition a word sa nang baklang mo lang bong long mangke itum han uses kunana sila ki use ma di lang paklang po pare hupo bang kalagay itong mga examples ng paklang po okay non cheng po nang et bang kay kuna na si ki use lo so word et hedi kuna na si ki use lo lapen in on lai ko na si use lai lo ke bang na words lo de yang select pelo lai si okay at ke ko na lo ke use pelo te exact time đây exact time is the exact time di time is okay exact time is the exact time is the time is the apor is the specific apor phansi sentence is the specific apor phansi humnam pelo te hala ta ke tum at si use po ang par ke meal time di an ke cho di is the ke cho apor at lunch at breakfast di la ke cho apor do ma di breakfast lunch dinner di breakfast ke kopelo anso di ajo an pelo te sono pita dinner po po di dinner mate supper ampar ke an pi anelo which will be your lunch okay so meal time sedit ke itum la sono pita at si use bo dong sia sentence song la meal an ge chopor apot si pudam pelote a sentence song si an ge chopor han si pudam pelote for example breakfast lunch la pen supper hai pon lo pute la da ke at si use po okay parts of the day okay parts of the day mane parts of the day la isi ani sono pita days long ke apart dodi morning evening night midnight noon pododi see hala parts of the day long ta itum at si use bo once tami parts of the day ta sopa parts of the day long le tum ki use la bieli de la at ke la ke itum la noon la pen la midnight pansi tum use pon chodji okay evening morning morning par ke episode lang ke afternoon hala ke itum in si use de la in si use lagi yon dak ni nang mention people lo yo man ala tan ni liang pabuji pon po first ban ke la at chepa clear sina parts of the day de nang ning chibinon la noon pen midnight la son la confusive a question la asap o confusion ke do a question ai se di nang tum hala mainly ke la exam jut nang pp de si la noon long mangke itum at si n ponji la pen midnight long ta itum at si n ponji okay ang par ke la evening morning afternoon hal hai bangke itum in si n pon po okay ang par ke age ka determine long ta itum sono pita at use pon po okay he died at the age of 79 okay ala ke thia por isi age sumad di okay ang par ke dagni preposition ta kapreka type so di ansi tame nili directly si isibet adem si ni nang at pipon lablo de sopta preposition of time preposition of place sopta daksi at pon labelo alamang ke itum la preposition of time preposition of place buti ala isibet a letter si explain le thot explain le thot ang ko pomade di lasi nili sop la isi long si at pon lablo okay exact places specific location dakla at prote specific lo is mainly ke like specific mate isi point isi target fancy pudang lo bolot hedi dak at si bang wek po okay no exception lo la at si bang wek po okay specific location specific place di isi jaga okay direct jong clock lo bolot hedi hala dak tum kopila bang po at si bang po okay lapen nang word le nang translate pilap lo bote Joshua J porlo sar nang le tu mathat hai mani onsta mila english word sedi confusable itum karbi words pen tum sono bita chimilai le okay la so at ke di a meaning prego mane la a preposition along thing a preposition a type long thing se de la so meaning ke change okay at bulote preposition of time bulote la apor ke thana dil la so apor ke thana dil la at ke use de ji ampar ke sono bita isia distance isia direction halai ke thanong tal so at ke use di si la so at ke di isia itum karbi long le itum translate pon lo bolot hedi kapre ka word se di du thu ji okay la si haya words le konana si ki use ma la so porle na itum lang pon ro okay so exact places isia exact place okay isia place isia specific point okay for example at bus stop at the entrance at the entrance at the gate at the shop at the barber shop di isia location lo ma di hala isia location long jong si pudam jongdam pelote di hadake itu at si use mon okay addresses okay address the isia address will meet at on Teron village okay isia village lo mati isia address lo mati di okay ampari events long te tum at si use mon po events ke PA events lo will meet at the teachers day celebration in Penny Sonbag school di okay ang par ke dak institution school amen mate a kapre institution amen hala dakta itum at si use man po for example at Don Bosco school di ang par ke copy institution dula itum Karbi ang long ke tak penin school amen po na at Crescenti school at Gabriel English school di hala son long ke tum at si use man po par isi target okay isi target long peni isi target pansi po namlo ko dakta itum at si use man po okay dagi tum pan example tang pilo I met him at 7 p.m. okay I met him at 7 p.m. Kona polo isia polong si itum hala kacetong di I met him at 7 p.m. 7 o'clock si itum kacetong ni kacetong okay okay let's move to the next word on di okay la tintang bong la tinta word है di at on pen in है di koson lo tum cepabuji ke jo ji plote है di la cepabuji ke jo ji plote la tum ke related lo okay at on pen in ke di almost related lo okay la tum ke to ni isia triangle lang draw pipo okay claro de lo di chota okay la at bang ke la thak din sido po at on in pilo ni la triangle ke draw pen ang tuman na pabuji pon ji po ni plan ke lake at abang ke di lake asa pudi bicha jodi on abang ke thechat par in abang ke area theu di la son same system lo same structure lo dakta at abang ke son lo pita komchat po isi specific point lo okay on abang ke area thechat lo in abang ke pura in general lo area typical okay add on in nang teacher okay la son system sidop okay la na extend pon te la pen example sai son pite lang pon nang letum buji tu musipo on bang on na lo use ke di weekdays a sentence jong si weekdays por keni dolo de hadak Monday Tuesday Wednesday pole do bolo te hadak hala so theng no itum on si use okay weekdays ke copy pi lo bote Monday Tuesday Wednesday la hai pan si weekdays pe pulo mate di si weekdays a theng no ke on si use po for example on Monday okay he came home on Monday okay dash Monday punang people hadi ada nang tuhan options ang people pulote Monday Tuesday Wednesday hale do pulote on si use po okay weekdays ampar ke dates isi dates nang date nang pilo pulote hadi adakta itum on si use po for example on 21st of January okay on 21st of January or on 31st of December okay son yalo okay let's see dates along ta itum on si use po ang parke roads di roads ala aliamenta do matidi adakta itum on si use po okay ang ke rivers okay I found him on the river okay ang parke floors ala building long floors do matidi on the first floor la tabang ode son la pita exam long wang la floor ke ni patta de on the first floor on the second floor on the third floor di ala hailong ke la floor si bang po ang parke surface of something isi surface athakle jong si do pulote di or mujong si do pulote adake tum on si use po for example fast sketching itu mala isi example ke anuma di the pen on the table the sorry on the book the pen on the book is surface athak si do di la plane man di la si surface mati di so athak si do mati di la si okay koson lo pita on si use po okay ang pare surface athak la mati angko hala clock do di clock घड़ी do di itu walong la wat son pita clock do di halata itum on si do the clock is on the wall okay surface attack si dulu son pita sida keng thor di asta me wall ke sida keng thor se me halada la clock jong si do polo te halata itum on si po bon de to surface attack si hum bon de po okay and sita me hala field di field in the field pusi bang po on the field puke bang belo ada surface attack lo dei field ki isi surface minang di surface attack lo son pita the cow is in the field pusi bang po on the field puke bang lo ada ke in the field si bang po okay athema ala field ki isi son pita boundary do mati boundary alo si do mati si ada ke in si sapon rong okay okay let's the next is transport you can stand or walk okay transport ala kethe transport transport ala gari kethe gari hai along ke tum on si use po etum nani travel lo bote ala kethe gari be like bus ke pela train plane aeroplane, ampar ship lai long hedi on si use mun po. Okay? Pila okay, like dak lai tum han example dang pila ya. The train, the ship, on the train. He was traveling on the train, on the ship, on the plane, on the bus. Okay? Aning chibinon aketea gari. Okay? Aketea gari, aketea son of the ship, la plane, la bus. Lai long lo pute public transport lo polote di hadake jong si public transport lo pute hadake tum on si use pon po. Okay? Adake car hai ke anta kalide car lang abang ke in the car possibly angge dola in the car ang pare na lo in the taxi in the auto hai si use pon po. Okay? Okay, next ke pilo for television. Okay, television, TV jong si TV option mang polo te sentence long le TV do polo te di sentence long le lo la dash that la jong si anon jong si TV polo te ha dakta etum on si spon po. I saw him on the TV, in the TV, on the TV. Arlo si do di sono bita sono TV arlo si do di asami itum in play poli lo. Adake I saw him on the TV po si po. On la electric hormone long kadi pedang ane tum la on si thek long hi ho ampar ke la paper hormone lo bete di tum in si thek long ke ong mu. Okay, ke la radio. Okay, on the radio I heard it on the radio ampar ke clear lo ma ampar ke la on foot jodi itum la travel long hadi travel ini ke travel lo bolote hala dake mostly ke itum by si use. Okay, by si use bonsi tami foot lai tum jong si keng pen lai ke dam polote hala dakke by foot pu ke pupon pe on foot pu si pon pupon ji ode etum jong si car pen le travel kaprek pen ghari pen le travel pe dakke by si use pon si ji by si use pon ji bon si tami la keng pen si jong si etum travel pote dakke foot si etum use pon ji. Okay, buji lo kadi clear lo kadi on foot, on the train, on the ship, on the plane, on the bus. Chalo ke. Okay, next ke tum in le lang pona. Okay, in lang pona in ke kona na lagi use ke seasons ke pipi lo seasons ke ning kana jonong ko pipi season lo do ke ning krang bari khal haido mate di tum sono pita English pen ke pipi lo tum kipu boke summer, winter, spring, autumn lahan lo di seasons ke. Okay, so hala seasons along ke tum copy lo use pon poke in si use pon ji months January, February, March, April, May, June lahai long lo pate tum hala dakta itum in si use for year in the year 2020 in 2020 in 2021 year long ta itum in si use ponji durations long ta itum in si use ponji in an hour di durations long ta itum in si use ponji period of time ta itum use ponji in the medieval period pudo domati hala social long itum thek ponji di in the medieval period parke ang parke itum pilo thek pon lang ke ho in the medieval period, in the Mughal period, di lailo. Okay, ampake period of time, ampake countries, di. Okay, below prepositions of places lo de countries. Okay, so countries main high level lo bote hatak tai tum in si use ponji. Okay, countries. Ampake countries main high polo tayo pipilo India, in India, I live in India, in America, London is in dash in that country. Okay. Ampake states long taitum in si use ponji in Assam. Cities long taitum pilo use ponji in si use ponji. Enclosed places, the enclosed places mane back. Jong si hormule peni arlu le do bolote hadakke in si use ponji. The pen is inside the bag, mate in the bag. Okay. Ampake containers are lo le do bolote hala phanda in pusi puponji room are lo phanda itum in si use ponji de in the room, in the building lahar lo stami kusong pipota in si use ponji inside something peni arlo ke do polote hada ke in si use ponji. Okay, example lang polo nang in an hour, in summer de in an hour di ola an determiners lo de nang ni chibinon de lage an ke unalo use ke lake are di pola determiners ke da palut pa nang nilo. Okay, in a car, in a taxi, in an auto, in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon. La morning, afternoon, evening, morning, afternoon, evening la pen la noon pen là midnight là chỉ pa confuse đấy at the bank là noon pen midnight pan chot gì là in the bank là morning evening afternoon long cái là cái in si use man đấy okay so let's clear lo là tinta cái là tinta clear lo mà sắp ta là tinta clear lo cái đi sắp ta okay so let's move to the next which is by next ye pilo by lo di by talata exam long bango là pen confusive otik là kaprek awards pen puchi melai pa hi pa hap di pura confuse red là hay là you say sai tum chini ne po mati di là hay tum ta là question ko bunai tum ta là pa confuse pan si kenelo tema pa joy ong te bang marks long ona pul hai matha potai po okay okay by ke kona lo use ke by itum pinangan kenilong itum tek polong ulo di passive voice long sitami itum tek polong di passive voice flow polo te kopila song pita prang po p man that po p po prang man that po hala lo passive voice okay so we'll learn that in the upcoming classes okay by ke kona lo use ke something is next to something okay pene hormu song pita adung le do polo te hala ke by busibon po near okay something is next to something okay adung le do polo te tum by si use po okay who performed the action okay by the river ni river ke son lopita the tree son lopita the building is by the river okay the garden is by the river adung sidlo okay who performed the action who performed the action mane ke pila the book is written by him the novel is written by that person okay pila nang tum poems ke ko pila the tiger in the zoo is written by Leslie Norris di ala kumani ke talk bang do polote hadake kumasi ke perform hadi hala so adim no polote hala so na system sentence le bang no polote hadake itu by si use man po forget la passive voice okay sorry okay la by ke kona lo use ke lake when something is next to something okay pene or mule jong sa dung le do polote hala take by tum use panji di apar ke kopelo who perform the action koma sila so action ka perform lo di for example nang tum class 10 long poems lang po nang the poem Tiger in the Zoo is written by Leslie Norris koma lo hala so poem ke toke Leslie Norris ke tok di by okay by ke hala son long si use pom pari passive voice long ke by ke do ek lo di the letter is written by him he wrote the letter is written by him okay ada ke passive voice long ke by ke do ek bong pare how something is done usually question si hala so isi or mu ke claim ini pu regular pe commonly okay apa ang par ke deadline jong si deadline p pelote isi deadline p pelote hala dake tum sentence jong si isi deadline p pelote hala dake tum by si use mun pode ke deadline ke ko p lo pelote for example you finish the work by Monday okay la Monday ang bong okay non la Monday ang mong hadi la so kam papatango di isi deadline di sia so deadline isi deadline do pelote hada ke tum by si use mun po porque next ke ko pilo movement past or movement okay isi movement long ta by past or true okay la da ke pilo mane pene adim itum parpon juilo de pene adukan itum parpon juilo ada ke question lo itum sentence kakene puke he passed by the pawn shop okay isi koi hai ke jor dukan sono bita parpon juilo okay la si hala sona ja sentence le jong si bang pelote pene adim allocation dolo de pene a hem dolo de hala so apo ene pudama papar juilo pelote hala dake tum by pitong po okay bye bang de bye bang okay for example by the river pilo something is next to something okay by the river I go to school by bus di mo ni nang tharma di hala on foot pene tum travel lo pate di by si use de mostly ke by si use by bus by bicycle by bike by auto by auto by 6 p.m. okay travel along lo pute tum la by si use manji ko people like in on ke use ye bolute in on ke di la ke isi still solomita by sorry on pen in ke ko people use ye that ke on pen in ki use ke di specific time in pen on hai ke di ise specific time nong si tum use ponji by bang ke lake usual travel any pu traveling along lo pelate hala dakke to by si use ponji in pen on ke bang belo dakke okay jong si travel lo pelate okay ang par ke pilon dak nang tum okay travel la sonabita la food ke ni ke travel lo de di keng benedam ke si travel lo bon si tami hala dakke itum on si is confused on la food long man ke itum on use po bon si tami akaprek a source of travel akaprek a source of travel long ke itum by si use po okay an si tami ala on the camel he rides on the camel hala ke sonabita on si bang po rides on the camel rides on the horse okay atak si kardon pidang mati kasi atake on si use po okay let's move to the next hope you all have understood the previous one quanta words law 1 2 3 4 like mostly used today mostly used mostly confused mostly common okay so let's move to the next below next here with word kadi quanta law nearly most of the previous year question okay previous year question along nili thailong ulala so what with ke la silatan ang tum nangwan pilo with ke copy long si use ma kodak dak long si ki use ma ang tum phala sentence long di option sai nang pi de option sai nang piji ma di la sia option sai kini nang tum jong sila uses jong si nang tum nang ning chi bi pilo thadi nang tum han joy vekji ate ma dak option si doi mati a sentence sono pitala konana si ki use ma la fast lang di ang par ke hudak apply no okay kula sono pita sentence to pomari di hadak apply pono okay so let's go with okay with ke kona na sige use ma lapen lale lang pona okay so with ke kona na log use put it together okay together he is with his parents okay together di isi meaning bujir pon lagi di dora pet di he is with his parents ini dora pet nani dam rapet pulute ala ke with si use po he went to school with him komapen lo hala bangeni di komate munit with okay. Ampar to show a tool or things used okay pene isi hormu sono bita isi hormu kapel paklang di koson siki use mahalai halai long tai tung with si use ponji okay for example he cut the onions with a knife okay he cut the onions with a knife okay ampar ke pidalang he was playing in music with a guitar. He was playing in music with a guitar. Okay? Ang par ke pilo dak na pilang ke having or possessing. Okay, pene hormu in yelong do. Mate inura munit ka possess. Hala long ta itong with si use man po. Ang par feelings along ta itong with si use man. Okay? Pene having possession along examples putela examples ng people lo yo. A man with bird. Di a man with a bird ang parke a man with a blue eyes or a girl with a blue eyes okay bujilo kadi kurana lo pene isi sono pita inuda munit kaposes kedo di ingmundo plate ingmum sono pita a man with a bird di lason pupon pong parke jongsi make lu bor bote a man or a girl with blue eyes di lason pupon po ang parke is the example ladak ng people no yo Laila live with her parents okay la Laila live with her parents kila ke kosoning kan long yung example so de lake isi kosoning kan long ni kebang la SEBA bottle okay bujilo ke di bit ke nana si use ma when togetherness is shown when a tool use penine a tool sai ki use la pena action hai kene pulote adake itum with si use po okay ang parke having possession lahai long lo pulote itum with si use po ang par feelings long ta itum sono bita with si use po sono feelings along examples ke nang ken pon ke he made the tea with love with happiness okay bujilo ka di okay let's move to the next buji jilang pute mo comment section long punang pachini bon bomo ni la next video long adi ala epon nang epon bompo lapen comment nang pidon tu comment sang pilote sapon nitum ta sono pita isi sono energy drink system long si ason si tum nilitum si filpon okay so comment sang pipon adun bomo kunana si buji jema koson kodak sinang tum confusion doma di konan si problem doma. Okay, so next is off the word off. Konan na to la off ke use ke when something belongs to someone. Okay, hala son long lopete la off ke use po. For example, the tail of a cow. See, the tail of a cow ang parke the book of Rina. The book Rina belonging the tail comma belonging no cow belonging the tail of a cow. The book of Rina. The okay. Hala son long lopete. Penine belonging sa long kenilo pete hadake of serious po ang parke a part of a bigger thing, a part of a bigger thing, a part of a bigger thing mane bila sono pita for example pen and polo tinang tumbuji po a part of the book, a page of the book. Okay, a page of the book di pila page ke la sono book book ke sono pita bigger thing no madi page ke so sono pita book arlo isi hormu mate di isi sono pita apart mate di la book apart mate di la page ke kasi hala son long lopete pilo bang poke off si and pan po. Okay, bujilo ma pene hormu kethe hormu long apart jong si humpon plotia a sentence jong si la son system la son pita pene kethe hormu apart son ki humpon plotia hala dak long ke pilo tum ke can wanji ke hala ke off si and pan po. Okay, bujilo ke di ampar ke quantity expression pene quantity high long expression along dami itum la off ke yes one po. Quantity mane ke pilo bujilo gadi quality quantity previous class long sitami determiners long sitami yang than pono quantity mane ka hisab un hormu quality mane data hisab un sitami se quality lo directly physically tum hisab un elo. Okay, so quantity ke lake kilometer mate kilometer liter si lai pan si quantity pu pula. Okay, sampai kona lo itum lai ki use menang ke peninia material. Okay, peninia material, for example a ring made of gold, a ring made of silver, a necklace made of gold di of ke ta ke dono di a ring made of gold, made of di sampai ke kona lo lai ke use lang ke peninia cause mate peninia reason di he came late kalilo labanilo samlavita he died of fever di people ki thike se fever joine si thilo asila some reason hai keni along sitame la of ke use lo di par fixed expression fond of reading afraid of dogs full of joy par ke proud of her son lai long lo pulute ko of use po penine expression long time. Okay, bujilo ma bujilo gadi of ke na serious make par ke from starting point di la from for pencils ke la tum get chimilai koi de la tum get chimilai koi la tum ke la isi apor isi period la hai pan si puponji. Okay, asi nang nang nun paminon la from for pencils kini nang pabuji pon pamip nang dum confusion confusing hoit hai. Okay, starting point isi starting point from ke pla isi starting point. Okay, mate peni ka separation long sitame la sonopita sonopita from ke use pon po mate isi source di source long sitame tum from ke use pon po when form is changed. For example, paper made from wood da nile berna pidomati de ke lokhe paper made from wood mane penene hormu kachelar di kachelar chelar phaklo bolote haladake itum from ke from use pon po. Okay, paper made from wood, a table of wood la duita sitame similarity do asabo di sanobita penene hormu jong si directly chelar phak bolote haladake kopilo jong si directly chelar phak bolote haladake from si use po ampar ke jong si itum ke thek long pen isia form di like a table a chair di sorry thing pia chair mate thing pia table mate inchin table lai long lo bolote itum ke off si use po a table a table of wood, a table of wood mate a table of iron, a table of steel di son directly tum ke thek long hormulo bote adake son labita off serious pan po bujilo ke de la duita difference ke chin lo ke di labang ke directly dei theng pipen direct paper ke ni plot di panglar plot mate son labita paper made from wood di direct mate di si penini form jong si directly change thak lo bethe da ke tum ke from use po ampar ke of bang ke pela sono beta itum directly ke thek long di hala tum directly make hini ben thek long hormu ase along lo bete tum of si use po okay ampar la from for pen since difference bang ke nang nang no sono beta form change lagi ne pu alaga di laga form change when a form is changed but some verbs naturally take form okay some यहाँ का verbs के दी sorry FRM ले दी FROM mang दी लामान सोच रहे दी FROM mang दी okay some verbs naturally take from को सो verb लो बोलते prevented from stop from this code sorry prevented from stop from la दुईटा word long लो बोलते la दुईटा verbs long लो बोलते la from के mang जी okay ang par kem sono bita source la source for example lo bite this code is from book kuna pen lo so source pen lo so code ke bang bolte lakhe book men se bang okay buji lo ke clear lo ke from ke okay man mola sala tinta na comparison ang bunai pipo nan tum buji thumusi po ang par ke la for ke kona lo use ke over a certain period in the past isi ke part for 2 years he has been training kung fu di but for 2 years he has been learning grammar for 2 years he has been studying okay mane pilo kachali tang di ketang tang lo 2 years chali lo di isi one period to another period la so a period tang bo hala kachali log lo mate ke claim log lo di for 2 years for 3 years he has been studying okay so long lo polte for ke use man po okay ke past ke par nang ni da past would thailong mo di ang par ke intended person he made the ring for him mate this present is for him this gift is for him mane kumani amuni phan peri ne gift ki pg peri ne hormu ki biji ta data ito for talk dun long po mate pi dun long po mate answer long ito for pule talk dun ta answer correct lo okay purpose peni ne purpose peni ne use hala long ta itum for ke use man po support di peni ne support ke pi kumani amuni phan support ki people te hala ta for se use man po for example support example epila he vote for him he vote for her di dake penini voting ke voter system mane ka support related to support lo bolte dake for le pidunta answer ke correct lo penini exchange mane price bolte ko pila penini hormu ador this pen okay I bought this pen for 50 rupees I bought this pen for 5 rupees I bought this jacket hoodie for 1000 rupees 1200 rupees mate 100 rupees di sonlo penini hormu ador long lo bolte tum for si yoson po okay clear lo kedi for 2 years but they voted for him or her Assam is famous for what di Assam is famous for sonopita tea di but famous for one horn rhinoceros famous like c kopila adjective okay sorry adjective kali is he kalang lo is he adjective okay famous ke lage kopila bolte is he adjectives okay and next bino is he adjectives lasi pinangan adjectives ke di directly si naturally si ala sonopita prepositions of words and phonetic directly see and phonetic for example famous for ready for sorry for good for the for example ang npd bolote he is ready for the game but he feels sorry for you okay but he is good for doing he is good for playing basketball okay bujilo kari pinangan adjectives lai bang na nich bino famous le dolo bote for ang po ready for ang po sorry for ang po good for ang po okay ako din dake bido pinangan adjectives decide their own preposition you must remember them as pairs okay ang nich bini okay he is fond of mate afraid of proud of interested in good at okay lai bang na nich bino exam lo na to sono pete score joy ke po lale thek lo bote direct bidun lo di okay bujilo ke di famous for okay now next epilo since ke point of time di story long itum thek long di so story li itum na la since ke thek long ke since ke itum social long ta thek long di since mostly history hai long si thek long history pro tepilo ke partang di pass hormu di since ke partang from one point of time okay since 2002 okay since he became famous since 2002 okay the school established since 1992 di halai long lote since ke since use pon po okay present perfect long use pon apar ke present sonopita present perfect continuous long sitami itum la sonopita since ke use pon thek pon long okay for example She has been ill since yesterday. She has been ill since yesterday. Hadake pila present perfect lo matidi continuous lo matidi hadake itum since tek long po. Sono bita tense ta itum tek long po next video long. Okay, lasi nantum la dakla sono bita jerok tongon nantum tek long po. Okay, so present perfect continuous. Okay, lapen because po system yat sentence jong si la question mang bute hadakta since le tok no choklo. Because of situation because of situation lang pala since it was raining he did not go to school ko people school dam deke ko people because lo mantidi adake ko people dam de but because I was sick the son system lo mantidi so because since it was raining he did not go to school. Okay, since because of situation type lo bote adake since use pon po. Okay, bujilo ke di bujilo ke apake la tintang mong difference ko pilo polote for ke lake for ke is duration. Okay, duration for ke is duration. Okay, duration bolte for 2 years, for 3 years, for 2 days, for 3 weeks lasunji. Okay, is a duration do. Okay, mane 2 years 3 years bila son system ya duration do mane directly son numerical numbers. Okay, for week mate for years. Okay, bujilo ke di Parke from ke sono pite since ke is starting point doi. Okay, is starting point di since his death mane since his accident di mane pila accident ang death pen di. Okay, is a point no mate di is a por no mate di since his accident his leg he is unable to walk di ala accident ang death pen di bujilo ke ang parke sono pita example sorry from ikona lo pite from the same lo since when same almost similar lo point of time starting point see it's a point of time like starting point lo bonsta me from bank ke starting point of time is a por ke chain. Okay, mate is a place ke chain mate is so pine a source ke chain. Okay, hala sono long si from ke usbo. Okay, from dokmuka to Dengong from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock di sono te sorry 4 kali di from back from Dokmoka to Dengong from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock. The meeting will be from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock. Buji lo ke di difference chini lo ke non ke labang duration lo since ke isi point lo ke from te isi point lo bonus time from bang ke isi place isi starting place to another destination mate isi time mate isi source phansi tum pupon buji lo ke di clear no ma apar labang nang ning chibino ho paper made from wood mane penia form jongsi change phak chilar phak penia hormung jongsi chilar phak lo bote hadake sono bita from angpo angpa ke table of wood me penia hormung jongsi itum eme ke theklor pen theklong lo bote hedi kachelar theklong bote hala dakke kachelar theklong lo bote hadake itum of the use po kachelar theklong mate itum ke theklong for example nang pite itum ka buji dab check di sono pita a table made of iron mate a table of iron mate a table of wood di think be a table mate inchina table di ampar ke la deals in mang nang ni bino yo deals in la ta se verb some adjectives no la deals lo put directly in mang po ampar la higher words nang ni bino la fond of afraid of proud of interested in good at la nang ni bino. Okay, bujilo ke di bujilo bo la tintang mong ke for example and pon pulete for 2 hours for a week for 3 years ampar ke since example and pute since 10 a.m. since 4 years since Monday mate since 2020 ampar ke from example and pulete from 2020 to 2025. Okay, bujilo ke di. Okay, let's move forward next. Okay, during la pen throughout almost similar lo. Okay, asabo difference do. Okay, la kaila dagla isia example na yan bensin nang ito nang tumhan ng dang popuji depo during a period at some point within a period some within a period at some point within a period isia period. Okay, within a period la songbong di isia porang bong di bujilo ke di during hal so di isia period isi apor angbong si hal so hormu isia situation do ko. Okay, For example, during the night, during war, the throughout bangke from beginning to end, starting mane entire process, mane entire period, suliwailo, continuously suliwailo. Okay. For example, la duita difference ke kosan la nang tu bhanan clear ke la so ke ni se clear pade. Okay, there was noise during the match, football match. But ayar match long sitami kahala kahuri ke duai gudi. Let's see, there was noise during the match. During the match mane bila la so match long isi period di hala so period jut peni asik karjulong do de peni kahala do tumi football pathu tu langbom tu diu ahudi sidoti bang peni halaju do di ahudi sido during the match ilom so okay ampare jong si near that during bang than pet pot throughout throughout throughout, ignore my handwriting. Okay, so throughout pulote adake pilo from beginning to end entire period. Okay, la match la kecheng tu jut hedi pura kahala ke dolo. Okay, hala jolo kecheng tu jut. Okay, throughout mane ke kecheng tu jut ampar ke jong si during pulote ala match uli bom ondur isi period do bang hala isi period do hala jo. Okay, isi period lapen son la pita sop kecheng tu jut bujilo ke bujilo ma la duita ang bong difference ke throughout the year, throughout the exam. Okay, bujilo ke over ke guna lo use ke above not touching. Okay, above not touching pene hormu tha ke phope. Okay, the ball flew over the building mane mate the ball flew over the some field. Okay, mane pilo some the ball hadi la so field hadi puke cheng pen hu pu paplo lo so tha so lo bethe ORC use po. For example, the plane flew over the city. Mane pilo city attack di arum pobon pe. Okay, attack di la city lo mate di. For example, like city lo Guwahati city mate difu city lo. Okay, la so aeroplane mang ke la pu sono pita pu pute pilo. For example, difu ke Dimapur pen Guwahati ang bong noti. Guwahati pen Dimapur di la so attack injar pon plulo. Pulote lo take the plane flew over the difu city. Pupon po. Okay, bujilo ke di over ke gunalo. Apar ke more than মানে excessive বলো বটে পেনে না হরমে ওভার excessive বলো বলতে হয় দেখে তুমি ওভার ইউজ মারবো ফর एग्जांपल ওভারফ্লো দি ওভারফ্লো amparke across পেনে হরমু sonobita ke par di adong kap di mate bridge is a bridge okay sonobita the bridge is over the river okay bujilo ke di amparke upon ke gana lo use ke upon pen on ke tum ke almost similar lo okay upon pen on ke almost similar lo. For example, the cat sat upon the table mane ko nalo the cat sat upon the table mane the cat ke ko nalo do cat table thak si dolo di ampar ke tum na pule puruste ame meaning se lobo the cat is on the table di cat is on the table mane table thak si dolo. Okay, upon ta table thak si dolo immediately after depending on penine or mo along tum dependence do pulote sentence lo jo si pene dependence paklang pulote hadake tum sonopita upon si use po. Success depends upon hard work. This success ke kopilo hard work on si claim lan si dependent po mari mate kalima. Cholo ma bujilo ma upon ke unana si ki use ma de on ben somal no de upon ke almost similar. Okay, about ke unalo use ke approximately pene hormu approximate ka kuri sentence jong si ke nilo buti di mane lan adung railom do di the situation long lapate about ke use po. Okay, bujilo ma about 5 kilometer to the west mane 5 kilometer mateli adung right. Okay, it may be 4.5, it may be 5.5 5.6 kilometer. Okay, mane about 50 students mane some of the 50 students about 50 students died in the earthquake jong si pu bolote mane 50 students aspas de 50 student adung right students तुमके खिलाब लो दी ओके बुझिलो के about pujong si song do pulote ke approximate ka kori. Okay, tu ata isi important lo tu ego nanna lo use ke tu ke direction pen movement along si etum correspond. Okay, isi direction paklang mate isi movement paklang along si etum ke la tu ke use long po. For example, he went to the right di isi direction paklang mate di he moved to the left isi movement paklang mate di bujilo ke apare telling time from an earlier time to a later time di from earlier time to the later time. For example, from Dokmoka to Difu. Đi, from Dokmoka to Difu. Bây giờ time là cái time long long có place long được đây là tu cái use cái đi time long cho được lo place long được from Dokmoka to Difu from 2020 from 2020 to 2026. Okay, là tu cái đi isi starting time tu isi sono bita ending time là hai cái apor cái paklang ye phan apar cái isi destination cái paklang ye phan là hai long ta tu cái use lo apar cái kona lo use lang cái sono bita receiving or giving là hai long ta use pon lo tu cái đây bên này hormu ka receive mate kedeng mate kipi là hai long ta etum tu cái use pon lo. Okay, he gave the book to Rina. Okay, he gave the book to Rina. Okay, okay, clear? Okay, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Mate he goes to school. Okay, he goes to school. Okay, he goes to school. Bujilo ma? Clear lo kadita ke? Mo clear ye pete? Ala sono bita comment section lo nampak sini pun momo. Okay, other prepositions. Okay, ni daga chokche ke tok chokche jati es pada lapni. Okay, other prepositions. Okay, daga pipila in di in entering a car or taxi like itun ke ibu pualo de kaning je time polo sia revision system lo revision kodani sono bita nangning padui phane di. Okay, lahai bor sa ke name het bang than thela tekni del lo sila last nong cv pon lo. Okay, entering a car or taxi. Okay, penini a car mate taxi lahai long kilo lo pute hada ke pilo in si itum use pon po. Okay, get in the car di get in the taxi. Okay, là asa gari hai long lopte jake itum in si use pon. Okay, bujilo ke ang par ke off ke kona lo use ke off ke living a public transport vehicle penni a vehicle along pen itum hanang na toy bolote itum sonobita la off ke use pon po. Okay, penni a gari mate so penni a train mate public transport hormu bus bus lahai long pe itum ke chon lahai ke chon lo bolote itum ke off si use pon pom par na lo off ke use lang ke turn off the light di light hai ke bon lahai phan sitame itum penini hormu ke bon lahai long sitame itum off ke use pon di par ke out ke na lo use ke out ke off ke kopilo public transport long si use par ke out ke na lo use car pen taxi long si use lapen on ke na lo use pote lake angko bus pen public transport long si angko ke use bujilo ma public transport long ai kolo pen kolo lo use ke off pen on di out pen in ke kopilo car taxi lahai long si use bujilo ma. Okay, lain nang ni cibi pon. Okay, labang ning cibi to de labang nang tum sonlo pita pinang tum chiteng ni dete he walked sonlo pita he goes to school on foot. Okay, keng mele dam jong si keng basic dam pute on foot on horseback par ke on the bus get on the bus. Okay, walking or riding or on horseback entering public transport vehicle. Okay, clear ma? Okay, let's move to the next. Bye ke mopen kathan than long ko son pita dak ta ko nang than to prepare who made it rise or fall of something traveling. Okay, lai bang ne ang than thelang ni. Okay, who made it rise or fall komani son pita commercial so hormu kapapa kinilo son kapapa famous lo but commercial so hormu ko kapapa down lo lai along sentence along ta la bai ke use man po apa ko na lo bai use ke passive voice di ko kapre ko kinilo lang ni mo het men ang than lo. Okay, porque something traveling fall of something traveling other than walking or horse riding. Okay, something traveling mane he goes to school by bus, he goes to school by bike di by bicycle di bujilo ke. Okay, horse riding walking lai long ke sidame by use one paper si dak na pupon lo a book by Mark Twain mate we have a point in our English what was the point at appointment ang coaching news delo. Okay, Tiger in the Zoo was written by Leslie Norris, no by Leslie Norris. Okay, bujilo ke by kan si apply ma dai. Okay, from ke kopilo from ke kunalo use ke who gave it di a present from them, okay, from them. Koma sige kipilo, di? Koma sige pilo. Na son sentence ta wang pate ada ke from. De from si use from po. Bujilo ke? A present from Jane mate a gift from Jane. Di? Okay. At for age. Age along itum at ke use from open dalang thanalo. She learned Russian at 45. At the age of 45. He made the video at the age of 7. He became famous at the age of 10. Di là age hay determine age hay can age thanlo long tami at si itu use from for ke nalo destination lapen direction. Okay, destination lapen direction long si itum for ke use from. For example, the train is bound for Delhi. Di the train is bound for Delhi. Nalo destination si ke thandi kona naya destination ke pali di isi destination di destination nalo Delhi is a destination di sila son long lobote for si use po ego nalo use ke a certain time in the past di isi a past sono pite isi a period di itum ke part time period hala long ke itum pilo ke use ban ke ego use po okay bujilo ke ma bujijila okay a certain time in the past, for example 8 years ago, long ago there was a king and a queen and they died, no? La story sono ke thana do mati di okay hala long lo ego mane ke part isi a podu isi a period di after before ke tum chinlo ke cheng pen ki jut di cheng ko mate ke cheng di after the game di game cheng that di ampar ke after the surgery di nang surgery tang dette di nang surgery tang dette ni long tha mate game pathu tang dette tum hadak dama di after the game we'll go to play after the game bujilo ke di okay okay before ke pilo cheng ko okay nang game cheng ko ni long tha di a game cheng ko ni long tha di ni long tha par ke tum solo pita pini kam dolo okay before breakfast penene solo pita breakfast cheng ko okay la mane penene hormu cheng ko mane sentence jong se di son penene cheng ko mate cheng et pulote sentence jong se pene hormu cheng et le ni long tha pulote hala take after si use po cheng ko pulote dak before si bang okay bujilo ke di okay exercise le non itum claim na exercise okay the train is born pilo buke maheta itum la super claim ala nang tunang ning dalang ni pini na pilo on sar bang po for bang po de malima for si bang po di FOR okay the train is born for Delhi. Assam is rich, there's minerals pilo rich pulote rich ke si apila adjectives di ada ke in si bang po okay rich po hormu dolote ada oh sorry okay dake pilo in si bang po answer ke okay Assam is rich in minerals rich mane pilo dovik di lots of di dovik mane di la sono vita wa pule hum namne da pasami rich mane pilo dovik di me pene hormu itu mo pene itu mela so triangle ni ang tumhan naning nang pachi bito mate di dovik mane pilo aber si bang mate di add on in bah add on in bo ning lang bo di la in mange sono pita pene hormu jong si do pulote ada ke in si use mo po rich mane ke dopik di okay I met him that's the streets nang ning chibinon la nang tum han sono bita nang tum la comment section nong nang pachini banon question number 3 nang tum le solve mo okay I met him that's the street okay the streets nang ning chibinon streets lo pade copy bang la use po okay they are sitting there's the dining table on at upon la nang tum 3 and 4 ke nang tum le claim dan okay joy o mati di seng tum le claim mo kuson mang tum kon si nang tum là ni video cái này làm mình cái take mà là ni da che take long po okay they are satisfied that's your work okay ni da option na piting ni dalo okay let me give you the options of with pila da bang po ke they are satisfied that's your work ko pila da bang po ke okay with si bang po copy yang mo pila satisfied ke with okay with your work put the cup there's the dish pila cup ke pila sono pita cup ke kotak lo bini ke dish mane pila kasu attack nang binu sinang pulo mati di si ada ke pila bang poke on se bang padi ada in ma ha and close home ma la sono pita dish mane ke pila la tray pulo mati di la penene sa ke pon tray di okay dish ke si flat hormone mati di la si ada ke in ke bang wala di open area mati di ada ke pila bang po ke on si bang po at ta bang bilo in ta bang bilo over ta bang bilo over po bang ke penini hormu la sono pita injar pon pe mate sono pita arum po pon pe si attack bu cross pet lo pete dakke over po bang po okay dakke pila bang po ke on di on the cows are there's the field okay the cows are there's the field dakke in on bang po ke dakke pila field ke pila surface po question mang ju di surface lagi choilo sono pita dakke on je yang po je yang po di kon sa me dakke on bang bilo dakke in je bang po acha ma dakke pila field ke pila isi territory do ma di isi territorial osi la so hormu sono pita akau chai nongge do ma di la si dakke in will be your correct answer okay the cows are in the field okay pilo athema la sono pita grammar ke di english ke lake sono pita science formula kon pe okay la sono pita field field any ki flat surface long se dole lai lang pon pilo grammar ke okay daga science lan lang pon okay bujilo ke di Laila lives there's her parents tumna te claim tang lo pilo daga answer bang ke with people lo together di with long e pilo do ke together long se together lo pute hada ke son pita with si bang puni ang thamang than the ang than di bujilo ke di ampar ke next e pilo he is found there's reading novels ko pilo found mohet la verb e ha ka verb long ke prepositions directly natural si chum de tik pudi ada ke pilo bang po of se bang po okay this of deals dakani nang than mohet ang than deals ke nilo pute ko pilo bang po ke in bang po deals in stationery okay pinangan verbs ke di pinangan verbs do la adjectives do sorry verbs le adjectives do sono pita ala sono pita prepositions hai naturally po sono pita cibipon cocktail okay cibipon cocktail okay clear okay deal hai ke okay okay la 3 and 4 bang kan tum harman lo de comments section no pachini answer bang ko lo bang lo ne okay confusing oh joy ke de sinang tum technique okay so lan melo video ke pinia video hope nang tum buji lo pinia video long nili ko bbc than no bolote nili prepositions sina thani prepositions long pipilo do bolote la in on at la hai so aposang than no par ke previous class ke pilo ni than ke previous class ke determiners hope you like the determiners determiner videos and also I hope you like this preposition video also continues supporting us and supporting bom tha comment sang pidun bom thank you